Hello, everyone. Today I'm sharing the more reference images you provide, the more chaotic it gets, the most effective way to provide references in outsourcing communication. This is a true reflection of many businesses' experiences where, after providing very detailed references, the design only gets further skewed. Because the reality is often, a ton of reference images were provided, and the styles were all good, but the design became increasingly chaotic. You might think, I provided very detailed information, so why is the other party still not doing it right? But the truth is, the problem isn't whether or not references were provided, but the way references were provided was wrong. First, the conclusion. More reference images aren't necessarily better. The more focused, the more useful. In outsourcing communication, reference images serve only one purpose: to help the designer quickly determine which direction you truly want. Not throwing in all your favorites, letting the designer synthesize it all. When reference images lose their ability to make judgments, they only create chaos. 2. Why does having many reference images make design more difficult? Because when faced with a large number of reference images, designers will have 3 questions in their minds. 1. Which one do you want? 2. Are you learning the structure or the style? 3. Which ones can be used and which ones cannot? If you don't clearly define these points, the designer can only take a little of each, mix them evenly. The end result is something that doesn't resemble any of them. The result is, it looks okay, but it's completely different from what you envisioned. 3. The 3 most common, ineffective reference methods. Almost everyone falls into this trap. Method 1. Throw in 10 images at once and let the designer go with the flow. You've definitely said something like this. That's roughly the feeling. Try to synthesize it. The problem is, feelings are not actionable. 10 images, 10 different logics, the designer simply doesn't know which one to follow. Method 2. Mixing style, structure, and selling points together. For example, image A, you like the color scheme. Image B, you like the layout. Image C, you like the copywriting, but you haven't told the designer which image is the main reference. The designer will only cater to everything, resulting in a cluttered page. Method 3. Only providing aesthetically pleasing images, not suitable ones. Many people's criteria for providing references are, I think it looks good, I personally like it, but they overlook, is this the main image or the product details page? Is it for Douyin, TikTok, or Taobao? Is it for attracting clicks or building trust? Aesthetically pleasing, suitable for the current goal. IV, the most effective reference method, providing only 3 images, but each with a responsibility. Truly useful references are not about quantity, but about clear division of labor. You can use this set directly. First slide. Structural reference, most important. You need to tell the designer, this slide mainly refers to the information order and rhythm. For example, what do you see first? How do the selling points appear layer by layer? Is the information dense? Even if you don't like the color scheme or style, if the structure is right, it's worth including. Second slide. Style reference. Control the overall feel. You need to clearly state this. Only refer to the feel, don't copy the content. For example, is it more restrained or more impactful? Is it more rational or more emotional? Is it more brand-oriented or more conversion-oriented? This slide is used to set the tone. Third slide, detail reference, optional. If you have one, you can add another. Only refer to a specific detail, e.g., icons, white space, text proportions. Be sure to clearly indicate, only look at this small part. V. A more important sentence than providing reference images. After providing reference images, you must add this sentence, of these images, The one closest to my expectation is image X. The others are just supplementary references. This sentence can directly help the designer determine priorities, make choices, reduce trial and error. Without a primary reference, there is no direction. 6. A quick self-check method for reference image effectiveness. Before providing reference images, ask yourself 3 questions. Can the designer immediately identify which image is the primary reference? 2. Have I explained what to learn and what not to learn? 3. If I could only keep one, which one would I keep? If you can't answer even one of these questions, this set of references will most likely still cause confusion. 7. Why does providing the right references significantly reduce revisions? Because it addresses 3 core issues proactively. No more wavering direction. Basis for choices. Standardized judgment. Design is no longer based on guesswork, and you no longer rely on intuition. A word of truth for those who often feel, I've given you references, but I still can't get it right. It's not that designers don't consider references, but rather, you're providing a collection of images, not a judgment guide. When reference images begin to help designers make choices, instead of creating decision-making difficulties, outsourcing communication will truly flow smoothly. In short, in outsourcing communication, more reference images aren't necessarily better, but rather, the more focused, the more effective. Remember this method. One image defines the structure. One image defines the style. One image fills in the details and clearly define the main reference. When references begin to serve judgment, rather than simply piling on quantity, the design will no longer be chaotic, and the effect you want will be easier to achieve the first time.